The NHL draft is almost upon us as teams look to stock their cupboards with their future stars. Now, it goes without saying that the draft is a very inexact science, with some stars coming out of later rounds to make people look brilliant, while others taken at the start of the draft fade and bust out harder than young MC. I'm Kevin from the Burgundy Brigade, and here are some top picks that the Avalanche don't want you to remember they drafted. First of all, it should be important to note that there were several years where the Avalanche didn't have a first-round pick, so some of these will come from the second round. Even so, you'd like to think you could get something out of these early-round guys, and the Avalanche didn't get much of anything out of any of them. 1. Vaclav Nedorost. Wait, who? Yes. Vaclav Nedorost was taken 14th overall by the Colorado Avalanche in the 2000 NHL entry draft, also known as the beginning of the Rick DiPietro saga if you're an Islanders fan. Nedorost saw his first time in the league in the 2001-2002 season as a 19-year-old, but never managed to find a hold in the Avalanche lineup. In all, he played 2 years for the Avalanche with a grand total of 67 games, in which he racked up a whopping 6 goals and 7 assists. Not exactly the production you would want from a top pick, especially that early in the first round. Nedorost was later sent out to the Florida Panthers in a trade for Peter Worrell. The other part of this trade was Eric Messier. You know things aren't going well when you aren't even the featured piece in a trade for Peter Worrell. Ouch. Nedorost spent 1 year with the Panthers before going overseas, where he spent the rest of his professional career. Flashy thingy! 2. Ryan Stoa. Stoa is a name that more people have likely heard of because there was actually a little bit of hype surrounding him. He was taken 34th overall by the Avalanche, yes, that's the second round, with their top pick in 2005. Looking at him, he's a player that you would think should have had a bright future. He was big, could skate pretty well, and had shown that he had a scoring touch during his college years and even in the AHL. Fast forward to the NHL, and Stoa simply seemed not to know what to do with himself. It was like the guy needed to be reminded that he was 6'4" and 220 pounds, and that when you did remind him, he'd get this horrified look on his face and yell at you in disbelief like he was some kind of a kid who just found out who his daddy was and wasn't happy with it. Stoa played a total of 37 games with the Avalanche and notched an astounding 7 points. Oh baby, that's the good stuff. The Avalanche would let him walk, and he signed with the Capitals, where he played a total of 3 games. He has since been playing in Russia, where he's at least managed to get into the lineup. Flashy thingy. 3. Peter Ratchuk. Wait, who? Yes, another first-rounder taken by the Avalanche that draws little, if any, recognition, and simply might prompt the person you're talking to say, bless you, instead of continue your hockey discussion. The Avalanche took Ratchuk, bless you, in 1996 in the first round, 25th overall. He had had some success at the lower levels, but wasn't even signed to an entry-level contract by the Avalanche. It's one thing to give your first-rounders a chance, but to not even sign them at all is pretty much an admission that you screwed up taking the player where you did. Ratchuk, bless you again, played 32 games in his very brief NHL career and collected an amazing 2 points, 1 goal and 1 assist with the Florida Panthers. Since then, he's bounced around Europe, and the Avalanche would likely want everybody to forget that the words, "The Colorado Avalanche are proud to select," were ever uttered with his name. Oops. Flashy thingy. 4. Kevin Grimes. Wait, who? Saying just far too often about top picks for the Avalanche, aren't we? Well, Grimes is no different. Selected in the first round in 1997 at 26th overall, Grimes was a bit of an off-the-board pick, especially considering that he was far more prolific at accumulating penalty minutes than anything else. He had some okay assist numbers in junior hockey, but they always paled in comparison to the massive amounts of penalty minutes. Just to put it into perspective, the man taken immediately after Grimes, Ben Clymer, has a grand total of 367 penalty minutes over a 438-game NHL career. Being that Grimes never played a single game in the NHL, ouch, it's hard to compare, but we'll look at his junior days in Kingston, where he played 175 games and where he racked up 551 penalty minutes. Now, this was back in the days where enforcers still had some place in the game, but why use your top pick on a guy like that? Swing and a miss. Flashy thingy. 5. Mikhail Kuleshov. Who? I'd like you to appreciate exactly how hard it is to find pictures of some of these guys. Anyways, Kuleshov was taken in the first round of the 1999 NHL draft, 25th overall. He was in the Avalanche system for a while and did play a total of 3 NHL games. This was an incredibly strange pick because in his draft year, Kuleshov played only 15 games and scored 2 goals. Yup. That was enough to get the Avalanche to spend a first-round pick on him. Just to dig the knife in a little bit deeper here, the player taken immediately after Kuleshov was Martin Havlat. Ugh. Go home, Avalanche scouts. You've clearly had one too many and the draft goggles are on. Give me the keys to your draft, I'll call you a cab. Kuleshov hasn't played anywhere since 2005. Flashy thingy. 6. Mitchell Hurd. Nope. It isn't just back in the old days that the Avalanche have had bad top picks. We have them now, too. Mitchell Hurd was the Avs' top pick in the 2012 draft in the second round at 41 overall. The whole draft class was a gigantic stinker, with only one player seeing NHL time for the Avalanche in Colin Smith. He was just traded to Toronto. Joseph Blandisi did manage to find a spot in New Jersey, so good for him. Anyways, Mitchell Hurd was in the Avalanche system for a while, but never did anything other than take up a roster spot in the AHL. The Avalanche let him walk, as the only thing he seemed to be good at was, you guessed it, getting penalty minutes. Ugh. Flashy thingy. 7. Jonas Johansson. I'm not even going to ask who anymore. It's just far too depressing at this point. Yes, another first rounder who did absolutely nothing. Johansson was 28th overall in the first round of the 2002 entry draft. Also another draft where you don't have to look too far to find a guy that would have been a much better choice. In this case, Jarrett Stoll was only taken 8 picks later, but he never went on to do too much, did he? Damn it. Damn you, hindsight, you with your perfect 2020 vision! Well, at least Johansson wasn't a complete waste, as the Avalanche tossed him into the trade that brought Steve Konowalchuk to the Avalanche from the Capitals. The Capitals didn't keep him around long, and Johansson did go on to become a point-per-game player. Just in the Italian A-League. Just do it already. Just give me the flashy thingy now. Come on, dear God, just let me forget about all these wasted picks. That's our list. Did we leave anything out? Let us know in the comments or let us know on our various social media platforms. I'm Kevin from the Burgundy Brigade. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.